Just waiting for this to go through. All right, looks like we are live. All right, so I will call our meeting to order at 7:10. And with one public attending at the moment.
Yep, okay,
Okay.
that's me.
Yeah, I just want to go over last meeting minutes first, and then we will proceed to today.
I motion to accept the meeting minutes as written.
And I will second them.
Oh, you're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Would you like that job?
Oh, well.
Oh, really bad.
Yeah.
Um. Who do I give that to?
I sent it by email to Kathy Walker. I
Okay.
don't know if,
I'll attach it to the meeting minutes for tonight.
oh, that's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
So it'd be just a matter of our public record.
But the one that he signed, should the office have a copy of that somewhere? Or does it just,
I don't know if it matters, because it'll be a matter of our public record.
okay,
But she'll have a copy.
right, so there was no CEO actions that I believe that I saw that we need to do anything. We got an
We
email.
got an updated, we got an updated CEO report from Kathy Walker.
Yep.
That should be in your email inbox. I did not print that out. So December report came in on January 2nd.
Yeah,
I saw that. I can certainly print that out and attach that to our meeting minutes as well.
Okay. Oh, we need to bring that. Got that one. I wanted to print the letter that we emailed to you,
Mhm.
but I can only print to the one in the office for some reason.
Okay. I did not print that out because everybody had a copy of it.
Okay.
Just to run down old business for a quick second. We've not heard back yet from the new town's attorneys on both the sewer and cemetery ordinances that have been submitted to them for review. So hopefully we should
Okay.
hear in the next month. Which would still give us time to make any changes, and then we would have to hold a public hearing over the two ordinances.
Okay,
And we may want to set those up anyway for early March. Just maybe get them on the calendar so that people know they're coming. If we look at our calendar for March.
Can I ask a question?
Mhm.
Do the public meetings have to be on a different day than the normal?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, I think our normal meeting would have been last week, Thursday, but because it was January.
Right,
2nd,
right,
we
yeah.
Decided
To move it,
combine
right.
these two for here.
But I didn't know if it had to be on a separate day.
No, oftentimes they're like the first half hour before our normal meeting, like we'll start the public hearing at 6, have our normal meeting at 6:30.
Yeah.
If it's for an ordinance, which
Yeah.
usually. First of all, it's rare that anybody shows up for those, and if they do, they can usually get their comments out
Mm.
pretty quickly.
Okay.
We are. Tentatively set up for the 6th, let me just. Hold on, usually in March every year, I go to a big trade show and I'm kind of the dates. March 4th to 7th, I would be in town.
I think the 20th would probably would, I know that would work for me.
The 20th of March for a special meeting, is that?
What day is that on?
If we do it,
That-
just if we wanted to do it on the same.
Okay.
But just to clarify, this meeting would be to take up these ordinances as far as seeing what the feedback was from the legal review.
No,
No,
we
the-
would already done that usually, but before it goes to town meeting, everything has to have a public hearing,
Right.
right? So it would just be let people comment on the ordinance itself,
Oh,
and we usually give them something that's pretty, about 99% complete. For them to review.
oh, okay.
So we can do them anytime, but it's usually helpful if we've already had the legal review and made any changes. Suggest in the legal review.
So this would be on the sewer and cemetery ordinances.
Yep, I mean, you could do them both at the same time, you could space them out a week, whatever you want to do.
They was doing it at the same time.
Okay.
It's such slight revisions in them, so.
But yeah, neither of those really had any, because we did the cemetery a few years ago, and then we
Yeah.
had a few changes
Mm.
after that. So yeah, they're both pretty minor. Okay, it's on my calendar. I will make sure that we get, that is March 20th, so let's say March. February 20th. That notice, March public hearing. We continue certainly on the cluster housing ordinance, or we can, I mean, we, at some point, with Robin's on the phone, so 3 of you do constitute a quorum. If you want Brad and I to sit on the other side of the table and you discuss the.
Yeah.
The final applications, which you all have in your blue packets.
This is also what you emailed to us, correct?
For the most part,
The
yeah,
one that
yes,
says
it is.
final revision,
Yes.
use this one.
Yes, the only thing is, one of those pieces of paper has got some yellow highlighting on the edges of it, one of the folded sheets. That's actually got a signature page on it.
Okay. Now,
It's a
I'm trying to remember,
tiny bit of highlighter on the top. I think the top one.
like,
Oh, yeah, got it.
You
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
you have it on the signature.
And what's the, why is it highlighted? Because it's been,
Because you have to physically sign those.
oh,
This, oh, yeah, planning board. And then, but then once we sign this, then it would go to
The
the
CEO.
select, the CEO and the select.
Selector.
can we just sign one?
Yeah. Initially, the one that you emailed over to me. Not that it matters, I know one you said is ADA compliant, as I'm assuming it would be unit one.
Whichever one I think is closest to.
Okay.
It's the,
Yeah.
I have a question, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When was that final plan submitted?
today.
Is that enough time for review?
It's identical to the preliminary application.
We've been reviewing it
With-
for the
yeah,
last
it-
3 meetings.
And, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I
I'm
mean,
just asking.
no,
Yeah,
no, that's
yeah.
okay. Yeah, we have been reviewing it the last 3 meetings,
We have,
yeah.
the
And
only
then-
difference is
then
that
she just had to finalize it as the. What do you call it? The final application. And
with,
she, along the way, she made changes from recommendations that were made. And I see the changes on the paperwork
for like.
that was
whatever,
asked to be done.
retaining wall, the trees, the
Yeah,
uh
the
pollution.
the pollution
stuff.
ordinance. Okay, somebody, you had mentioned earlier about if this was not to go through, you would make it into like split level? No, town.
Either, I don't know, townhouses or,
It's the same principle, really.
Right.
It's the same principle. So do you have to go through a lot of different things if you were to do that?
I mean, not from you guys, not from a planning board standpoint.
Okay, it would still be considered a subdivision.
Correct.
Okay.
And
Okay.
revise the cost, because you're going to be putting in like probably, instead of 8 bathrooms, are you putting in whatever?
Oh, yes.
6 bathrooms or 4 bathrooms.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, 4 heating units, but you have to be slightly bigger because units are gonna be bigger, right? So you have to make all those adjustments.
Adjustments, yeah.
and the cost planning pieces of it.
Mhm.
And I don't know what you could actually sell this for at that point. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I have to tell you, the construction workers were there this summer when the sides were open and the lake was beautiful, and it was a beautiful blue day, the breeze blowing, they're like, best job site we've ever been on. They're very happy to see.
When we walked and I said, oh, I wouldn't mind living in these. So do we just have to vote or what do we need to do?
Yeah,
I
I,
have to make sure that Robin, I got a copy of the final in the email.
Robin,
Yes.
did you get you got a copy of the final draft in your email, correct? Okay,
I think it's gorgeous. I was impressed when we walked it, how big it is. I had no idea how big that barn really is. Yeah, so the
Well, I
apartments are
think that
gonna be
was-
pretty big
The
size.
construction guy was with, he came back with the supervisor, right? And he saw it was still full of crap, his stuff, so full of stuff, and he's like, I can't believe it, I can't believe you got all that stuff out of there, like, it was a lot of work.
What'd you do with it all?
I had a 1-story unit down at Chris Daly's storage unit place, and a lot of dumpsters. I mean, put a lot of stuff at the road with a free sign,
Mm, Okay,
and I have a lot of old barn boards in my shed now.
good for you. Yeah,
But
okay,
I can see it from my dining room window, the structure,
Mhm.
it's huge.
so I just wanted to say one thing before I motion to vote on it. I know our job is to take our bias out of it, and this is, basically, I want to talk to you about this. I understand your concerns and your frustrations with this possibly going in next door to you,
Yeah, because you guys don't live next to it.
right? But unfortunately, the way that the ordinances are written, we just have to make sure that they are following all of the rules and the guidelines that the town has set forth.
No, I understand that.
So
It just puts me in a very precarious situation.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because Diane and I are good friends.
right,
And this has put a wedge, I feel, between the two of us. And it, to me, is so sad, you
right.
know, that's all. I mean, you guys have to vote the way you have to vote because
Right.
you have to do your job.
I don't want your
But I
voice to
just,
not be
but
heard.
I
That was
just
the
feel
only-
that there's certain stuff like ordinances and stuff that has not even been developed. And this is going superseding all the ordinances that should have been in place. And I just feel that it shouldn't be that way.
Could you give me an example? Because I'm new to
But
this.
a very clear example is the noise ordinance.
Yeah.
You know, a noise ordinance is not in place and the construction workers are there every day. Sometimes they're very loud, sometimes they're fighting and whatever. And I came back from Texas on Thursday. And I came at 4 a.m. because I was exhausted. We drove all the way 2,000 miles across. I put my head on the pillow and I sat up at 8 o'clock because the noise, and I'm on the other side, clear other side of my home, away from the building. And I'm thinking, these are just 2 or 3 individuals.
So was the noise you heard the construction part, or what was
The
it?
voices, of course, I mean, I'm used to construction and the saws and stuff, that doesn't bother me, because you could, but
But you're also looking at a building that is not enclosed at this point. So it's gonna echo more,
Yeah.
I believe, than it is once it's enclosed and insulated.
Well, I think in winter too, I mean, once the leaves are off the trees.
It's worse.
Right.
Yeah, everything's
And,
worse
I mean,
when
they had
it's
music
winter.
going the other day down there too, but it was very, very, very cold. And I thought about going and asking them to turn down their music, but I thought maybe it's the only thing keeping them happy because it's so cold.
I mean, music doesn't bother me, it's, the.
I did let them know one day when I could hear them cursing from my office and I said, hey, I said, I can hear you. As I understand if you have a need to, somebody's moving something and they drop something and you have a need to yell and say something, but like, I can hear you cursing from my office.
So do you,
They do.
I mean, you guys are up on the hill, so I don't know, is it different up on the hill? Do you hear it more or something, or do you hear more noises up there? But like she said, once all the, well, but that's only what? 5, 6 months out of the year that we have leaves on the trees and stuff. I do understand your concern.
And then you have 12 parking spaces. And that's right there. I'm gonna be looking at that.
But she is putting in, things to try to block that and minimize that. I get it, I understand.
Okay. I just, when it's all said and done. In a year. We'll revisit this and I'm gonna say, this is the situation. It could be good, it could be bad. But I lived in an inner city,
So did I.
I lived right in Manhattan, right next to the projects. Right next to the projects. The project started out really nice. It was a nice community. And then it became, very dangerous. And I'm concerned. I have a grandchild that's coming very soon. I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna let him go in the backyard if I feel that it's not safe, And look,
I get
you
it,
guys,
yeah.
okay, you guys are gonna vote, and I know how it's gonna go. I know how it's gonna go. There were people here that had special interests in the project as well, and I understand that, and I get it, because they want a job. I get it, I understand that. People have to work. But I'll be honest with you, Walnut Street and some of the streets in Lewiston that used to be homes of people are no longer homes, but are rented. And you can't walk those streets anymore. You can't.
I would like to hope that isn't what this is gonna turn into. So,
Hope springs eternal, I know,
um,
but I also have to make decisions.
Right.
You know, that's all. And unfortunately, I put my son in a very precarious situation as well.
that's all right. It's okay.
We empathize and understand.
We do, I do understand, and, you know, from growing up here and now seeing what the town has become,
Mhm.
and it's just my personal opinion. Because development has not been allowed to come into this town. And we are now in the situation we're in.
I remember when Diane proposed the first development, I was here. And I was totally in favor of it.
I don't know.
I
what
was
that is.
very upset when they actually tore the plans apart. I was very angry, because that was a lot of work.
I don't know what that was.
So
It was-
when,
It was behind the nurse, it's where the solar farm is now, behind the nursing home. So if you went up Main Street,
Yeah,
to the
it's,
right, and then behind the villa or Pinnacle.
so there was
I
a
would agree
plenty
with you.
plan, there was a very nice, it was gonna be a nice community, people could walk. It was literally a nice community,
Mhm.
where it had homes and everything for everybody.
It was gonna cost the town $0 to put it in.
And it was gonna cost us absolutely nothing.
but see, that's what I've
But-
seen over the years, and it's wrong. I mean, we've got to move forward somehow in this town.
I just think that if I would, I think the original plan, the first plan that came out,
Mhm.
there was where you took a plot of land and put all these homes there with the community center and all that stuff. It was a fantastic idea.
Yep.
Fantastic idea, because if you're a single person, most likely you're gonna have young children.
Mhm.
Single mothers are gonna need that place for their babies.
Mhm.
There's no playground. And this unit has no playground for the children to run and play and slide or whatever. An older person, if I was in my 70s, I would like to have a place where I could walk around safely. Maybe a little garden on the side where I could plant some flowers.
Mhm.
That's not gonna be here, okay? So the original idea
Mhm.
that Diane had, which I was the first one to vote yes. I thought it was a wonderful situation.
I agree with you. I do know now what you're talking about. I heard about it. Yes.
So, yeah.
But unfortunately, it got debunked because of the mindset of individuals, it's not anyone in particular, but it's kind of been the mindset from when I was young. It's like, we want it to stay the same, we want it to stay the same, we want it to stay the same, which I wish my kids could have grown up here and
Right.
lived like, I was very fortunate and brought my kids back every single summer so they could experience Canton.
I know how Canton was back in the day, when they had the family and all that stuff. I have some pictures, I've read the history and that whole thing.
Mhm.
I know how it was a vibrant community.
Yes, it was.
And I had a friend of mine at work who told me all about it, and I could see the skeletons that were left behind. But we just got out of being a blight community.
A what?
A
We
blight.
were considered by HUD, a slum and blighted community. In the early.
And we just got out of that. And I'm concerned.
I understand your concerns, I really, really do. I don't know, I mean, it's kind of like 50-50 chance that, from what she's proposing. I
I'm
don't,
not saying not to do it.
no, I
I'm not
know,
saying
I know
not-
you're not, I know.
I'm just saying, let's hold on. Hold on a little bit. Let's look at make sure everything is in place. And I just feel that we're running and I don't know, I'm seeing it in a different perspective, but I understand you guys have a job to do, I get it too. You know, cause I've been in those difficult situations.
I feel like if circumstances, the barn wasn't collapsing. We might have had a whole different ballgame,
Right,
right? But we had, something had to happen.
yes, yeah,
We've been putting it off for too long.
yeah,
So that was on us for not fixing the leak when it first happened. 10 years ago, when it first started with them. I do think that the chances of getting the main housing funding are slim. I mean, I went to a workshop and there was probably 25 people there, and they think they're gonna fund 4 of these applications. So maybe, maybe not, but I don't know.
and if you don't get that, then you've got to revamp and do something
Then we have
different,
to come to plan B.
okay,
Which is, how do you figure out how to recoup your investment on that land, on that property? So it may be that we turn it into four townhouses and they're sold for a certain amount each.
okay, I got it. I do understand.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That was, I just wanted to let you know, we are hearing
You're
your
not my-
concerns.
Listen, I don't see you guys as my enemy, I
Right,
see you as neighbors. And as a discussion, listen,
Yeah.
I've been bigger, I have fought bigger fires, believe me.
Yeah.
But I just have to.
And I appreciate that, the fact that you've done it in a very civil and knowledgeable way versus other people who kind of attacked. I appreciate that.
I never do.
I know, and I appreciate that. I know Rick was worried because he said, you haven't seen the cities walk by so far for a while, and then you brought us Christmas cookies, so he felt better.
Plainly,
I know, he felt so much better, because he was worried, and we were both worried.
No, I mean, it's just that I'm just hoping that in many ways that this also does not become a burden for Diane, because it could easily become.
Mhm.
I have had family who've had the best intentions in the world. And it has become a nightmare.
Yeah.
For them.
I know, our other rental property, when we bought that, it said to me, I don't want anything to do with it, that was his job. I said, okay, so I've been managing the tenants, fixing and repairing, in between tenants. You know, been doing all that for 17 years, so I get it, I don't wanna be doing it forever. So,
And like I said, I don't see you guys as, enemy, you're my neighbors, we have to work together, because together we're stronger,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
okay. Well, I am gonna motion that the subdivision is deemed complete. And I'd like to vote on it.
I agree.
Okay. Robin, I don't know if you heard that or not.
I think it has to be complete and compliant and a permit.
I vote yes.
Sorry, well, so
Complete.
let me rephrase that. I motion that the RVU subdivision is complete and compliant with all of the ordinances for the town of Canton,
That are in place, yeah.
and we have a second. And all those in favor? Aye.
I,
Robin?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
how does Robin sign it?
I think I'm the only one that signs this one.
If John's here, she can sign it, and then I can get Robin's. Robin's can come sometime and she can
Okay.
back.
So. Here's what, 6th? We'll sign and print, because that way you can read my signature.
Congratulations on your grandchild.
Thank you.
Have 4.
6 more weeks, seven or 6 more weeks.
We don't have to print it, do we?
Thank you, what?
He
I
printed his
printed
name
my
out,
name
but
only
we
'cause
don't.
you can't read it.
Okay.
My signature is not legible.
Yeah, Dr. John.
Thank you. Alright. And Robin, when you get back, we're gonna need to have you sign this.
Okay,
Okay,
do that.
when are you back?
No, wait,
Well, yeah, they must have got hit with a lot of snow.
When are you coming back?
I come back the 13th. But yesterday and today we were under a state of emergency because of snow.
Well, you could be used to it, girl.
Well, that's, we only got 13 inches.
That's nothing, that's not a state of emergency, that's just a normal snowstorm.
Not here. Schools are out, everything else.
Rick and I were in Atlanta, Georgia once when it snowed, and
Oh,
it was
Alright.
funny.
Yeah.
So I am based off of the time, okay,
Thank you.
do you want me to call you? You're my ride, because I couldn't find my
Oh,
wallet.
we can give you a ride.
Oh, okay.
Okay, oh, well, she's gotta go right up there, yeah.
Okay.
thank you, have a good night.
Good night.
Very nice. Is she still work?
Oh, yes, that's the MMC in the historical department. So that's a study of tissue, everything they take out of the operating room.
Alright,
Oh, she works in
I was gonna say, based on the time, I
Oh,
don't mind adjourning, but. Let's squeeze by.
Oh,
Okay, so we could adjourn and keep, cluster housing on the agenda for the next round.
I say we do that.
Thursday, January 16th, cluster housing. Reminder that next Monday at 6 o'clock here is the comprehensive plan work session.
that's right.
Weren't we supposed to have sections that we were doing?
Yeah,
Yes.
we got them all. They're in that Google Doc.
Yeah, I didn't do mine yet.
Well, good, you had a week to do it.
Well, I sent mine off to the treasurer and was supposed to get it back in 2 weeks. And now I gotta get the name of the treasurer again because I don't,
The holiday, it's everything.
yeah, I haven't got anything back, but we'll see.
So Robin, I don't remember which part of the comp plan you have, but it's due in a week.
That's the day well, that's the day I'm supposed to fly back,
The 13th?
yes. And I really don't remember at this time what time I'm getting in.
Okay, well, we'd love to have you if you're here. When you check your slides, let us know.
Okay,
We have the meeting the 9th. Is that still on? I mean, for the cluster housing, when are we putting that? up?
That'd be our next normal business meeting, which would be Thursday, the 16th.
16th.
Oh, the 16th, okay.
Yeah.
Good, okay.
When is your baby?
February 23. Yes,
Oh.
yes, it's coming right, coming down the pipe.
Mhm.
Very cool.
That, you said that the due date is February 23rd.
That's right.
That seems like it feels like just yesterday we were told
It's
that you guys
right.
were expecting, it's weird, goes by.
That's right.
So is this is the first round, Chad?
So
How about your motion to adjourn?
my motion to adjourn,
Second.
second.
Brad beat you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Let me stop.